It did not take us long to get naked and get busy.
Range Wilson, fitness, comedy, life.
After Yvonne and I moved out of the house we shared in Colorado Springs, she had ended up back home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We still chatted from time to time, and one day she called me with an interesting proposition. A friend of hers named Phil wanted to start a business setting up Wi-Fi hotspots. He needed somebody with both a business and technology background to help him with the business plan. Yvonne knew about my Silicon Valley background and thought I would be an excellent fit for Phil's situation. I agreed, and after some back and forth, Phil agreed to pay me $500 plus travel and living to come out to Albuquerque for a weekend. I would analyze the business and then write up my findings afterwards. It turned out the trip was scheduled for Valentine's Day, the easiest day of the year to hook up with a hottie. At first I thought the obvious candidate would be Yvonne, but it turned out her fiancé Joe was in town. That meant Yvonne and I had to curb our enthusiasm for each other. But as it turned out, I would have more than enough opportunities elsewhere. After checking into my hotel in Albuquerque, I had some time to kill before my introductory meeting with Phil and Yvonne. I headed down to the hotel banquet hall, where they were in the process of setting up a Valentine's Day dance. The bar was already open, and I spotted a seat next to a beautiful blonde in a little red dress. I eased myself into the seat, ordered a drink, and started up a conversation. Her name was Susan, and she had arrived early at the dance and was waiting for her date to show up. It turned out she was a former soap opera actress, which gave us plenty to talk about. We had a great time chatting, and I was a little sad when I got a text from Yvonne that she was waiting outside. But it turned out Susan's date had just shown up as well, so we exchanged phone numbers and agreed to stay in touch. In the meantime, I went out to dinner with Yvonne and Phil. The business discussions went well, and we agreed to all meet again the next day before my flight out. At that point, I had the rest of the evening free. Yvonne and I met up with Joe and Yvonne's friend Tracy, who had just gotten divorced and was in the mood to have some fun. The four of us went bar hopping for a while, then headed over to Yvonne's house. Tracy and I ended up sitting next to each other on the couch, and naturally enough, we started making out. I told Tracy that I had a hotel room for the night and asked her if she would like to join me. She wanted to head over there right away. We said our goodbyes to Yvonne and Joe and headed back to my hotel room. It did not take us long to get naked and get busy. Tracy had given birth to 3 kids, and her body showed the effects. But she was confident, skilled, and enthusiastic, and I would rather have that combination than a woman with a flawless body. Tracy and I were just about to start the main event when she decided she wanted to freshen up first. While Tracy was in the bathroom, my phone buzzed with a new text message. I figured I might as well take a look while I was waiting. It turned out it was from Susan, the soap opera actress. She had ditched her date for the evening and was wondering if I was available to hook up. I was tempted, but I knew that would be wrong on all kinds of levels. So instead, I sent her my regrets and promised I would be in touch with her. In the meantime, Tracy had finished freshening up and was ready for action. We knocked it out once, rested for a bit, and then got ready for round 2. But then Tracy realized she had to leave. She had gotten a sitter for her kids and had to get back to her house in time. I got dressed along with her and walked her out to her car. We exchanged phone numbers and promised to keep in touch. At that point, I could not help but wonder if Susan was still available. But that still felt wrong on all kinds of levels, so I resisted the temptation to contact her again. Instead, I decided to get some rest before my business meeting the next day. That meeting also went well, and after wrapping it up, I headed straight to the airport. After getting back to Los Angeles, I finished up the initial business plan for Phil and sent it off to him. But then, an unexpected distraction appeared. Tune in next time to find out what happened when 4 college hotties spent spring break at the Venice Beach condo. Until then, click the logo to subscribe, the playlist to catch up on my life videos, or watch a video that YouTube has picked for you personally. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.